shared among users, and read-only license for view-only users. Lastly, the third stage, which is physical archiving of documents, involves clients' documents properly placed in boxes especially made for document storage. These boxes are carefully marked using barcodes, which allow for easy identification of its contents. The boxes are kept in a storage facility specifically built for document storage under the right temperature and best lighting conditions. Some of the features of physical archiving of documents include storage of documents in uniformity, active file room management where document movement, inflow and outflow is being monitored using a software called RS Web, retention scheduling for documents that are no longer needed, secure shredding of unwanted documents, and retrieval of physical documents. So, what are you waiting for? Get your documents digitized with ADMS. Having problems with storing, managing, and retrieving your documents? ADMS, Electronic Management System, is a program that manages the storage and management of documents electronically. We at Greenwich Registrars and Data Solutions offer an end-to-end document management solution which is categorized in 3 stages. Scanning and indexing of paper document to soft copies, e-document software procurement, physical archiving of documents. The first stage, which is sorting, classification, scanning and indexing, involves carefully sorting out documents accordingly, taking out all staple pins and unfolding dog ears. Then, numbering the documents according to how they appear for easy rearrangement. Next, the documents are scanned using fast and reliable industrial feed scanners with top-class enhanced image output production. Finally, the scanned documents are indexed according to an agreed naming convention. The second stage is the e-document software procurement. Documents fully scanned and indexed can be managed and retrieved using a software called M-Files. M-Files is a powerful metadata-driven enterprise content management (ECM) and document management solution that solves the problems of managing, finding and tracking information in companies of all sizes. With M-Files, you enjoy easy retrieval of documents, a centralized working document storage for all, improved document security, automated workflow representation, co-authoring, seamless integration with other enterprise resource planning (ERP) systems such as Microsoft SharePoint, Microsoft Office, NetSuite, ConnectWise, and a host of many others. M-Files comes with an instantly familiar interface and can be accessed from a mobile phone, a tablet, or a desktop. This software has 3 license types. Main user license. This is a license allocated to a particular user. Concurrent user license. This is a license type shared among users, and read-only license for view-only users. Lastly, the third stage, which is physical archiving of documents, involves clients' documents properly placed in boxes especially made for document storage. These boxes are carefully marked using barcodes, which allow for easy identification of its contents. The boxes are kept in a storage facility specifically built for document storage under the right temperature and best lighting conditions. Some of the features of physical archiving of documents include storage of documents in uniformity, active file room management where document movement, inflow and outflow is being monitored using a software called RS Web, retention scheduling for documents that are no longer needed, secure shredding of unwanted documents, and retrieval of physical documents. So, what are you waiting for? Get your documents digitized with ADMS. Having problems with storing, managing, and retrieving your documents? EDMS, Electronic Management System, is a program that manages the storage and management of documents electronically. We at Greenwich Registrars and Data Solutions offer an end-to-end document management solution which is categorized in 3 stages. Scanning and indexing of paper document to soft copies, e-document software procurement, physical archiving of documents. The first stage, which is sorting, classification, scanning and indexing, involves carefully sorting out documents accordingly, taking out all staple pins and unfolding dog ears. Then, numbering the documents according to how they appear for easy rearrangement. Next, the documents are scanned using fast and reliable industrial feed scanners with top-class enhanced image output production. Finally, the scanned documents are indexed according to an agreed naming convention. The second stage is the e-document software procurement. Documents fully scanned and indexed can be managed and retrieved using a software called M-Files. M-Files is a powerful metadata-driven enterprise content management (ECM) and document management solution that solves the problems of managing, finding, and tracking information in companies of all sizes. With M-Files, you enjoy easy retrieval of documents, a centralized working document storage for all, improved document security, automated workflow representation, co-authoring, seamless integration with other enterprise resource planning (ERP) systems such as Microsoft SharePoint, Microsoft Office, NetSuite, ConnectWise, and a host of many others. M-Files comes with an instantly familiar interface and can be accessed from a mobile phone, a tablet, or a desktop. This software has 3 license types. Main user license. This is a license allocated to a particular user. Concurrent user license. This is a license type shared among users. And read-only license for view-only users. Lastly, the third stage, which is physical archiving of documents, involves clients' documents properly placed in boxes especially made for document storage.
Good day, our most esteemed shareholders, and welcome to the 2023 series of the Greenwich Registrars and Data Solutions Limited Thought Leadership Program. The series is tagged Deepening Investors' Confidence in the Registrars and Satisfying their Evolving Needs. My name is Yewande Akomolede and I'm your moderator for the day. The essence of this webinar is to engage ETI stakeholders on all the elements surrounding register to understand and prefer solutions to challenges you might be experiencing, and also to receive feedback that will enable us to improve on our service.
Bonjour, chers distingués actionnaires. Bienvenue à la série 2023 du leadership éclairé de Greenwich Registrar et Data Solutions Limited. Cette série est intitulée « Renforcer la confiance des investisseurs envers les registraires et satisfaire leurs besoins en évolution ». Je m'appelle Yewande Akomolede et je suis votre modératrice pour ce jour. Ce webinaire vise essentiellement à mobiliser les parties prenantes sur tous les éléments relatifs au registre, à comprendre et à proposer des solutions aux défis que vous éprouviez et aussi à recevoir des feedbacks qui nous permettront d'améliorer notre prestation de service.
We'll explore a number of issues that borders on your stockholding in Ecobank Transnational Incorporated and other certain issues as we remain committed to providing seamless services to our clients and shareholders. We can actually pride ourselves in how well we have done in managing difficult and tedious situations, and the ingenuity we have brought to bear to ensure that our clients and shareholders are satisfied with the management of their register.
Nous examinerons un certain nombre de questions qui vous préoccupe sur l'actionnariat à EcoBank Transnational Incorporated. Désormais, nous allons nous référer à cela comme ETI. Et d'autres difficultés initiales, du fait que nous sommes déterminés à fournir des services sans faille à nos clients et à nos actionnaires. Nous pouvons être fiers de la façon dont nous avons géré des situations difficiles et fastidieuses, y compris l'ingéniosité dont nous avons fait preuve pour que nos actionnaires et clients soient satisfaits de la maintenance de notre registre.
Over the years, we have paid dividends to shareholders, even when there were challenges around USD payments. We have also gone the extra mile to establish that duty and to ensure that we meet up with our responsibilities as required.
Au fil des années, nous avons versé des dividendes aux actionnaires, même quand il y avait des restrictions concernant le paiement en USD, c'est-à-dire les dollars américains. Nous sommes allés même plus loin pour établir cette obligation et assurer que nous nous acquittons de nos responsabilités comme requis.
As we proceed in this session, please permit me to welcome on board the Managing Director of Greenwich Registrars and Data Solutions, Mrs. Obi Chiki-Ijebulen, for our opening speech and presentation.
Dans le cadre de cette séance, permettez-moi de souhaiter la bienvenue à Madame la Directrice Générale de Greenwich Registrar et Data Solutions, en la personne de Madame Obi Chiki-Ijebulen pour son discours d'ouverture et sa présentation.
Dear esteemed shareholders, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to this webinar organized by Greenwich Registrars and Data Solutions Limited, specially tailored for our ETI shareholders. As the Managing Director, I'm honored to have the opportunity to deliver this keynote address and share my thoughts on the theme of the webinar, deepening investors' confidence in registrars and satisfying their evolving needs. As registrars, it's our responsibility to deepen investors' confidence in us by satisfying their ever-evolving needs. We recognize that you are partners, and we should build strong relationships with you based on trust, transparency, and integrity. We must also be responsive to your ever-changing needs and expectations to provide you with the best possible service. To deepen investors' confidence in us, we must maintain the highest standards of professionalism, ethics, and governance, which we can pride ourselves to be able to live up to at every point in time. Empathy and integrity is the bedrock of our core values, and as such, we must hold true to it in all our dealings. As leaders in our industry, it is our responsibility to stay ahead of the curve and embrace change proactively. We must be agile and adaptable to meet the evolving needs of our stakeholders. We must also be mindful of the ethical and social implications of our actions and strive to create a sustainable and inclusive future for all. In conclusion, I am confident that this webinar will be a valuable platform for us to learn, share, collaborate towards our common goal of deepening investors' confidence in registrars and satisfying your ever-evolving need. I urge all of you to proactively participate in the discussion and contribute your ideas, insights, and ask questions on gray areas in our services you may have experienced. Thank you, and I wish you all a productive and enriching webinar. Thank you.
Chers distingués actionnaires, c'est un plaisir pour moi de vous souhaiter la bienvenue à ce webinaire organisé par Greenwich Registrar et Data Solutions Limited. Pour nos actionnaires de ETI. En tant que directrice générale, je suis très honorée par cette opportunité de donner cette conférence et partager ma pensée sur le thème « Renforcer la confiance de nos actionnaires dans nos bureaux d'enregistrement et satisfaire leurs besoins en évolution ». En tant que bureau d'enregistrement, c'est notre responsabilité de renforcer votre confiance en nous et de satisfaire vos besoins en évolution. Nous vous reconnaissons en tant que partenaire et nous sommes censés d'avoir des relations fortes avec vous et ces relations doivent être basées sur la confiance, la transparence et l'intégrité. Nous devions également répondre à vos besoins qui évoluent au fil du temps et pouvoir des solutions à travers notre prestation de services. Et pour pouvoir également atteindre des normes assez élevées dans notre professionnalisme, notre éthique et notre gestion, nous pouvons dire que nous avons été capables de vous satisfaire. L'empathie et l'intégrité sont nos maîtres mots. Et nous avons dans tous nos traitements avec vous mis cela en application. En tant que leader dans notre industrie, c'est notre responsabilité de vous embrasser de façon proactive. Et nous avons été également en mesure de renforcer votre confiance en tant qu'actionnaire dès que vous avez soumis votre demande. Et nous sommes également assez éthiques et nous sommes également assez créatifs dans nos relations avec vous. Et nous vous prenons en cœur pour nos relations futures pour pouvoir satisfaire vos besoins. En conclusion, je suis confidente que ce webinaire sera une plateforme où nous devons apprendre, où nous devons partager et collaborer pour un même objectif, pour pouvoir renforcer la confiance de nos investisseurs dans nos bureaux d'inscription ou d'enregistrement et satisfaire également vos besoins qui ne sont sans cesse de changer. Et je vous demande également de participer activement aux discussions et de contribuer vos idées et vos opinions aux questions que vous censez ne pas maîtriser. Je vous remercie et je vous souhaite une excellente session webinaire qui sera productive et enrichissante. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Obi, for that brief and powerful speech. We'll be moving on to the second segment of the program, which is the introduction of the speakers for the day. Joining us online is the representative of ETI in the name of Mr. Emmanuel Ekpa. He is the Group Head Legal Department for EcoBank Transnational Incorporated.
Je voudrais remercier Madame Obi pour son discours assez détaillé. Nous passons maintenant au deuxième segment de ce webinaire. J'aimerais inviter le premier panéliste en la personne de Monsieur Emmanuel Ekpa. Il est le représentant de EcoBank Transnational Incorporated et il est en charge du service légal.
Sitting right next to me is the Chief Financial Officer of the organization, Mr. Akim Adeyinka.
Et auprès de moi, vous avez Monsieur Akim Adeyinka qui est en charge des opérations financières.
Right next to him, we have the Divisional Head Operations, Ekenenwa Lobia.
Et après lui, vous avez Madame Ekenenwa Lobia qui est en charge des opérations divisionnaires.
Right next to her, we have the Head Stock Reconciliation, Olufemi Adewale.
Et après elle, vous avez Monsieur Olufemi Adewale qui est en charge du rapprochement des stocks.
As we transition to our first speaker, I would like to ask all our audience to please type in your questions into the chat box. We'll be taking your questions at the end of the presentation. So if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box. We'll be taking them at the end of each of the presentations.
Avant de procéder avec le premier panéliste, j'aimerais vous demander, chers participants, de saisir vos questions et de les déposer dans nos boîtes à questions. Et à la fin du webinaire, nous allons répondre à toutes vos préoccupations et soucis.
At this point, I would like to call on our Divisional Head Operations, Ekenenwa Lobia, to please give us a brief presentation on the general services and operations for the organization.
À ce point, j'aimerais donner la parole à Madame Ekenenwa Lobia, la chargée des opérations divisionnaires, pour nous donner une vue générale sur les opérations de l'organisation.
Thank you, Yewande, and welcome to our esteemed shareholders and listeners. I want to give a brief background to why we are having this webinar. Following the last AGM and the dividend cycle of ETI, and the challenges experienced by the shareholders with respect to their dividend payment and operational issues on their shareholdings. We as management of GRDS thought it right to host this webinar section to provide insights on the challenges experienced and ways they are to be mitigated. Basically, here in GRDS, we are service providers, and we have taken to recognize the imperative role of shareholders in the industry. We are thrilled to have met the highest professional, ethical, and governance standards, which we try to maintain at all times as part of our core values. Now, talking about our core values, we have empathy, we have integrity, we have innovation and efficiency. Speaking to empathy, in GRDS, we tend to put ourselves in the shoes of the shareholders. This is to enable us serve them better and know how it itches them. Speaking to integrity, we speak to our words, we hold on our words, and not just to shareholders, both to our client companies and other stakeholders in the ecosystem. Now, innovation. We can't talk about moving forward without speaking to innovation. GRDS is taking seriously every transactions on how to apply technology to our transactions. Of course, this will make our processes very seamless. And efficiency. Once you have your innovation in place, you have the right people in place, we are going to have the right efficiency for our transactions. So how do we satisfy our shareholders' evolving needs, which is a basic, the topic we are looking at this particular time? By providing ever increasing value to our clients and shareholders, as the shareholders represent is critical to all of us at GRDS, and we maintain and we are committed to improving the quality of the service we provide for both our shareholders and our client companies. Now, I want to speak to customer experience. In GRDS, customers are an integral part of every business. Customers constitute the bulk of discussion in every progressive or dynamic organization. Of course, GRDS is one of such. GRDS is positioned as a customer-centric organization that has a team of experienced and dedicated staff who are well equipped and committed to ensure that our customers are satisfied. I also want to talk to the feedback mechanism. This is an important element of value chain as it conveys the shareholder through the end-to-end process of every request received. Our team is made up of individuals with problem-solving skills, clear communication, empathy, product service knowledge, friendly attitude, time management skill, and other relevant skills. We can't talk about this whole thing without speaking to technology. GRDS as a forward-looking, forward-thinking organization, we are implementing technology to simplify and speed up transactions. Of course, I know we want to get our dividends very quickly and timely. That is what technology will be doing for us at a time like this. Such technologies that we have put in place include synchronizing API with NIMs to scale payments. We also have the green solution. This is also going to help us with our payments. We have a robust CRM that interfaces with our job application. And we also have an API that will help with the bank account validation. We can't speak about moving forward or having setting the pace in the industry without speaking to technology. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ekene.
Madame Ekene vient de parler de l'historique de l'organisation. Et ce webinaire est possible parce que lors de la dernière assemblée générale et du cycle de distribution des dividendes à ETI, de même que les défis auxquels sont confrontés jusque-là les actionnaires en ce qui concerne le versement des dividendes, et les enjeux opérationnels qui sont liés à leur actionnariat, la direction de GR2S a jugé bon d'organiser cette séance de webinaire afin de fournir un éclairage sur les défis rencontrés et des moyens d'y remédier. Qui sommes-nous? En tant que prestataire de services, GR2S a pris en compte le rôle fondamental des actionnaires du secteur. Et nous sommes ravis d'avoir atteint les normes professionnelles, éthiques et gestionnelles les plus élevées. C'est d'ailleurs ce que nous essayons de maintenir en tout temps et dans le cadre de nos valeurs fondamentales. Et quelles sont ces valeurs fondamentales qui sont vraiment chères à l'organisation? Nous avons l'empathie, l'intégrité, l'innovation et l'efficacité. Donc nous avons ces 4 valeurs qui sont très chères à cette organisation. Et en plus, cette organisation fait de son mieux pour satisfaire ses actionnaires. Donc nous allons voir maintenant comment satisfaire les besoins évolutifs de nos actionnaires à ETI. Et pour satisfaire ses clients ou bien ses actionnaires, ETI offre une valeur sans cesse croissante à tous ses clients et aux actionnaires qu'il représente, parce que ses actionnaires et ses clients sont importants pour l'organisation GR2S, d'où elle demeure engagée d'améliorer la qualité de ses services et de tous ces services qu'elle pourvoit. Donc, nous passons maintenant à l'expérience en ce qui concerne le client. Quelles sont les expériences des clients de cette organisation? Au niveau de l'expérience, nous parlons, les clients constituent une partie essentielle de toute entreprise. Ils constituent l'essentiel des discussions dans toute organisation dynamique et progressive. GRDS se positionne en fait comme une organisation dévouée et orientée vers le client, vers son actionnaire. Elle dispose d'une équipe de collaborateurs dévoués, expérimentés, engagés et équipés à assurer la satisfaction de ses clients. Nous passons maintenant au niveau du mécanisme de feedback, c'est-à-dire le mécanisme de rétroaction, le mécanisme de retour. C'est un élément important de la chaîne de valeur, puisqu'il met à la disposition de l'actionnaire le processus de bout en bout de chaque demande qui est reçue par l'organisation. Notre équipe regroupe des personnes possédant des compétences en matière de résolution des problèmes complexes. Ils sont capables d'une communication claire ou limpide. Ils font preuve d'empathie, de la connaissance du produit, d'une attitude amicale, des compétences en matière de gestion de temps et d'autres compétences nécessaires. Nous passons maintenant à la technologie parce qu'aucune organisation de nos jours ne peut fonctionner sans se servir de la technologie. Donc, en qualité d'organisation avant-gardiste, nous mettons en œuvre des technologies pour simplifier et accélérer les transactions, à savoir la synchronisation de l'API avec le NIDSS pour accroître les paiements. Et nous avons également la mise en place de la solution GreenPay et nous avons aussi un CRM robuste qui s'interface avec la demande d'emploi et la validation des comptes bancaires.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ekene, for that presentation.
Merci beaucoup, Madame Ekene, pour cette présentation.
Now, you've spoken extensively on the general services and operations the company offers. Now, I'd like you to throw more light. What is GRDS currently doing to improve on our current services?
Yeah, thank you, Yewande, for that question. It's very important at a time like this. For us in GRDS, we believe in technology. We believe in service, we believe in people. These are the drivers of perfect service. Now, speaking to technology, just like I mentioned earlier on, we have a very robust work application, which we are looking at synchronizing with the NIMS API. This is in a bid to ensure that our payments are seamless. I also spoke to our customer experience. We have a team with wealth of experience. Of course, in this market, as we all know, GRDS is the pace setter, and we are the first registrars in this country, Nigeria. So for us, we have all the experience. We have a team that is dedicated, a team that is committed to ensuring that customers are satisfied. So I can say that we are ready with the right technology, with the right people. We are going to provide the right service.
Merci beaucoup. La modératrice a posé la question de savoir si la présentatrice pouvait expliquer ce que fait l'organisation GRDS pour améliorer leurs prestations de services. Et la panéliste a répondu en disant que nous savons que nous sommes à l'ère de la technologie. Et il est très important qu'à cette ère de la technologie, pour résoudre certains problèmes, cela est plus facile avec la technologie. D'où la société GR2S s'en sert également. Et en tant que service prestataire ici au Nigeria, ce sont les meilleurs et ce sont les premiers sur le terrain. Et pour pouvoir satisfaire à ce besoin de leurs clients, ils ont mis en place des mécanismes, à savoir la synchronisation de l'API avec le NBBS pour pouvoir payer à temps voulu par le client. Et nous avons également une autre méthode qui a été mise en place, à savoir la solution GreenPay. Et il faut également savoir qu'en tant que les premiers sur le terrain, ils s'interfacent également avec la demande d'emploi et la validation des comptes bancaires. Je vous remercie.
Thank you so much. So at this point, we'll be moving on to our second presentation, which is on cross-border transactions and ETI preference shares. Femi, I will be bringing you in at this point.
Thank you, Yewande. Standing on existing protocol, ETI Register of Member is made up of the original ETI shareholders, the old EcoBank Nigeria PLC shareholders, and Oceanic Bank PLC shareholders. In 2011, ETI acquired Oceanic Bank, and the Oceanic Bank shares were converted at the ratio of 20 Oceanic Bank to 1 ETI ordinary shares, and also 0.428 of 1 ordinary share for one ETI preference shares. Also, in 2012, the old EcoBank of Nigeria PLC was converted to ETI at the ratio of 5.16 to 1 ETI ordinary shares. So the preference shares shareholder are only the old Oceanic Bank shareholders. So those shareholders coming from the old EcoBank did not benefit from the preference shares. And preference shares were converted to ordinary shares for those shareholders who indicated interest in converting their preference shares to ordinary. For those with preference shares who did not indicate interest in converting their preference shares to ordinary, their preference shares have since been redeemed, and they were paid off in 2017 at the rate of 16 naira 40 kobo. On cross-border transactions, just as we all know that EcoBank is transnational, so it means it does not limit its operations to Nigeria only. So for shareholders who have their stock either in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Cote d'Ivoire, and they are interested in moving their stock from one of those countries to another for one reason or the other, basically mostly on transactions reasons, they have the benefit of moving their stock from one region to another. And we have made this cross-border transactions in a very seamless and easy manner so that shareholders don't face bottleneck in moving their ETI shares from one region to another. All they need to do is talk to their stockbroker in their current region that they are interested in moving their ETI shares to, say, Ghana or Nigeria. And once the destination region is contacted, the shares will be expunged from the originating country and they will move to the destination region. So by this, the unit will cease to exist in the originating unit and they will begin to exist in the register of member of the destination region. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. Monsieur a parlé de l'historique de ETI et sa présentation porte sur les transactions au-delà des frontières nigérianes, c'est-à-dire à l'international. Il a commencé en disant qu'en 2011, EcoBank Transnational Incorporated a acquis Oceanic Bank PLC et les actions d'Oceanic ont été converties à raison de 20 actions d'Oceanic Bank pour une action ordinaire ETI et de 0,428 pour une action ordinaire privilégiée ETI. Les actionnaires prioritaires sont uniquement des actionnaires de Legacy Oceanic Bank. Et comment se sont faites les conversations? Nous avons les actions privilégiées en actions ordinaires. Pendant l'acquisition de Legacy Oceanic Bank, les actions privilégiées émises devaient être converties dans un délai de 3 ans, c'est-à-dire de 2013 à 2016, selon un ratio de 0,776-923. Le rachat. ETI a racheté les actions privilégiées non converties en actions ordinaires à raison de 16,40 naira. À l'international. Quand nous parlons de l'international, la société ou bien la compagnie n'est pas seulement confinée au Nigeria. Elle a également des branches au niveau de la Côte d'Ivoire, au niveau du Ghana, au niveau du Bénin et au niveau du Cameroun et un peu partout. Donc, les transactions transfrontalières sont initiées par les actionnaires, par le biais de leurs courtiers, à travers les bureaux d'enregistrement de la région d'initiation ou bien de la région de l'initiative. Donc, les unités qui sont inutilisées sont détachées du bureau d'enregistrement. La preuve du détachement, de même que la requête de l'actionnaire, sont transmises au bureau d'enregistrement de la région de destination pour que les unités soient inscrites dans leur registre de membres. Nous vous remercions. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Femi, for that detailed presentation. I know this is a question that most of our shareholders would like to ask you, and I would like you to explain. Now, can shareholders with preference share certificates verify such certificates through CSCS?
Yeah, thank you, Yewande. For shareholders with preference shares, they cannot verify preference shares for the purpose of transactions. That's why I mentioned earlier that for those with preference shares who have shown interest in converting their preference shares to ordinary shares, their shares have been converted to ordinary shares. But for those who did not show interest in converting to ordinary, those preference shares have been redeemed and they've been paid in naira at the rate of 16 naira 40 kobo, just as I mentioned earlier. So the preference shares was not quoted, so that's why they can't verify it. Thank you.
La modératrice a posé la question de savoir si les actionnaires qui ont des actions privilégiées peuvent vraiment vérifier l'originalité de leur certificat. Il a dit non, dans la mesure où la plupart d'entre eux n'ont pas indiqué l'intention de convertir leurs actions, des actions privilégiées en actions ordinaires. Parce que dès le départ, les actions ordinaires ont été immédiatement converties. Mais ceux qui n'ont pas indiqué cette intention de conversion ne peut pas vraiment faire cette vérification. Merci.
Thank you so much, Femi. Now we'll be moving on to the last presentation for the day, which is on seamless payment of dividend. At this point, I'll be calling on the CFO to take his presentation.
Thank you. I'll equally be standing on existing protocols. Dear esteemed shareholders, my responsibility is simple, to first let you know what we meant by the unclaimed dividend and the digital solutions that have been instituted by both Security and Exchange Commissions and also Greenwich registrars and data solution. But before we move ahead, first, what is unclaimed dividend? Unclaimed dividends in this category is the dividend which is being paid by your company, but the shareholder has not yet taken it up or claimed the dividend. This dividend is to be paid by the company registrar, by the company registrars, which happens to be the Greenwich registrars and data solutions. And once you have not claimed it, it becomes a liability to the registrars. We can then move down to the e-dividend payments, which is the solutions to the unclaimed dividends and the technology that have been deployed in order to ensure that shareholders get their dividend as and when due. Let me take you back to 2015 when Security and Exchange Commission created what we refer to as e-dividend management system to simplify bank mandate with corporate registrars. Investors are to download and submit the registrar e-mandate form for to their nearest bank or to register for electronic dividend collection. The aim of this is to ensure that we improve investor mandate and also to eliminate dividend issues. Before going ahead, based on our research, we would also like you to take you through what we have seen to be the basis for an unclaimed dividend. In the course of trying to resolve or trying to draw the attention of our shareholders to their dividend, we found out some of these matters that we call matter arising on unclaimed dividend. Number one is the death of the shareholders. In the course of our research, we observed that the shareholders have been passed away and their survivor have not been able to claim their dividends. So through this, we are able to get this while going through the address, and investigation was also made by our team. Number two, we also realized that there are some shareholders we have incomplete bank details or non-number bank accounts. So for this kind of shareholders and in the current system, the dividend will remain unclaimed. Also, we also find out that there are some shareholders that have changed address. They have moved from their present location to another location, but they have not been able to update their record at the register. This also caused what we also refer to as an unclaimed dividend, because in the course of our visitation, we realized that the shareholder do no longer reside where he claimed, or based on the information we have on our register, that the shareholder do no longer reside in that particular location. And the last is the loss of dividend warrant. In the past, we are aware that warrant is a means of collection of dividend. In the course of shareholder trying to claim their dividend, some shareholders have lost their warrants, and based on that, they have no other. The effect, there is no other means of claiming their dividend.
And that is why we refer to the current e-dividend management, the e-dividend payment solutions as a digital solution for unclaimed dividend. For what the esteemed shareholders need to do now is to go to our website, www.greenwichregistrars.com, or you email info@greenwichregistrars.com. Just give us a clue of an information. So once we have that information, our well-motivated team will respond to your email. The other, you can also go to our website, you download the e-mandate form. Once you download the e-mandate form, you can take the e-mandate form to your nearest registrar. All the banks already have our portal. They will upload the e-mandate form on our portal, and this will be received. Once this mandate is acknowledged and is processed, an email will also be sent to you to let you know that we have acknowledged your e-mandate. The alternative is also to send the e-mandate form to our info@greenwichregistrar.com. Once we have this, the process that we will undertake is our validation process. This is to ensure that dividend that is meant for Mr. A is not paid to Mr. B. As you are all aware that your company mode of payment is in foreign currency. So this implies that for us to make payment, you have to make it in the foreign currency in which the dividend is denominated. Among our shareholders, we have shareholders who have EcoBank bank account, and we also have shareholders who have bank account outside EcoBank. For shareholders who have bank account with EcoBank, our management have instituted a resources to ensure that on the payment date, all the shareholders have their dividend being paid. For shareholders who have their dividend outside EcoBank because of the correspondence bank, we have also instituted a process to ensure that after the payment date, your dividend will be paid based on T+1 or +2 at most. I think with this, I've been able to deliver the assignment given to me. Thank you, dear esteemed shareholder, for your attention.
Monsieur Hakim Adewale a fait sa présentation sur le mandat électronique comme solution numérique aux dividendes non réclamés. Qu'est-ce que nous entendons par dividende électronique non réclamé? Il s'agit du dividende qui est payé par la compagnie, qui n'est pas encore touché ou réclamé par l'actionnaire. Il doit être payé par le registraire de la compagnie au moment exigé, d'où il constitue un passif pour le registraire, c'est-à-dire pour les bureaux d'enregistrement. Si nous avons des mandats, des dividendes non réclamés, M. Hakim a parlé des causes. Quelles sont les causes de ces dividendes non réclamés? Il a, entre autres, mentionné 4 raisons pour lesquelles ces dividendes ne sont pas réclamés. 1. Nous avons d'abord la mort des actionnaires. En 2, détails bancaires qui sont incomplets. En 3e lieu, nous avons le changement d'adresse des actionnaires ou des investisseurs. Et 4e, nous avons la perte du bon de souscription de dividendes en transit. Nous passons maintenant au e-dividende. La société SEC a créé le système de gestion des mandats de dividendes électroniques pendant l'année 2015. Et ce processus a été entamé pour simplifier les mandats bancaires avec le registraire des compagnies. Les investisseurs doivent télécharger d'abord les formulaires et soumettre ces formulaires par mandat électronique à leur banque, c'est-à-dire la banque qui leur est la plus proche, ou bien au registraire pour s'inscrire et indiquer recevoir les dividendes de façon électronique. L'effort vise à améliorer le traitement de mandats des investisseurs et de résoudre les problèmes qui sont liés aux dividendes électroniques. Nous avons également des solutions. Quelles sont les solutions qui peuvent être apportées à ces dividendes qui ne sont pas réclamés? Il a mentionné 3 solutions. Nous avons le premier, c'est le fait d'avoir le e-mandate process. C'est-à-dire qu'il faut avoir un mandat électronique. Et qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire? Ces solutions numériques consistent d'abord à ces procédures suivantes. Il faut aller sur le site www.greenwichregistrar.com ou envoyer un email à info@greenwichregistrar.com. Ça, c'est la première solution pour pouvoir toucher à ces dividendes non réclamés. Deuxième solution, il faut télécharger le formulaire e-mandate. Et après ce téléchargement, il faut transmettre le formulaire e-mandate à votre banque ou bien vous l'envoyez encore à info@greenwich.com. Comme troisième processus ou bien troisième procédure à suivre pour la validation, les dividendes sont payés en dollars américains à d'autres banques en dehors de la zone EcoBank ou exclusivement à EcoBank. Dans son explication, il a dit pour les clients ou bien pour les actionnaires qui ont des comptes déjà avec EcoBank, c'est plus facile de leur remettre leurs dividendes quand c'est dû. Et nous passons également à la dernière partie pour dire que la société ou bien la compagnie est commise à toutes vos questions pour pouvoir résoudre le problème de ces dividendes non réclamés. Nous vous remercions.
Thank you so much, Akim. So you spoke extensively on the process of dividend payment. You also told us how we can easily mandate our accounts to get our dividend payments. But I would like you to buttress further on certain payments, which is the payment of dividends into the domiciliary account. And this is an area most shareholders have a lot of questions. So can you explain? There are some, I'm aware there are some additional charges in relation to the payment of into domiciliary accounts. Please explain.
Thank you. Just as Diana said in my presentation, this is payment of dividend to other bank outside various charges. There's what we call telecoms, teles commissions. There's VAT. There's switch charges. There's offshore charges, and there's also penalty in case the fund returns. Among all these 5 charges, the shareholder have to bear one charges, and that is offshore charges. Offshore charges is not charged by Greenwich registrars and data solutions or its banks. Offshore charges is charged by the correspondence bank, and in line with the standard, it is $25 per transaction, and it's also a non-refundable fee. So this $25 is also outside our control, and I think that is only charge that shareholder may have. This implies that for a shareholder who is entitled to $1,000, $1,000 will be an instruction for payment of $1,000 will be processed by Greenwich Register and Data Solutions, and our bank will also execute that instruction accordingly. But on crediting to the shareholder account, the amount that will be credited to the shareholder account will be $1,000 less $25, which is the offshore charges, and it is a statutory charges. Thank you.
La modératrice a posé la question de savoir que le paiement en dollars américains pose souvent des problèmes et qu'il y a des charges supplémentaires qui sont souvent payées. Et elle aimerait que monsieur le panéliste fasse plus d'éclaircissement sur la question. Et le panéliste, monsieur Adewale, a dit, en ce qui concerne les charges supplémentaires, ce n'est pas tous les charges supplémentaires qui sont dont ETI, c'est-à-dire le Greenwich Registrar est responsable. Par exemple, il y a plusieurs types de charges. Il a parlé de offshore, des charges offshore, des charges VAT, et puis vous avez également le TELEX Mais parmi tous ces charges, le offshore charge suit les normes internationales. Parce que lorsqu'on doit vous payer vos dividendes, on doit également faire moins $25. Les $25 sont les charges offshore et ça suit les normes internationales. Donc ça, ce n'est pas vraiment la responsabilité de Greenwich Registrar. Cette responsabilité doit être portée par l'investisseur ou bien l'actionnaire lui-même. Donc les autres charges sont prises en compte par la compagnie. Je vous remercie.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all our speakers. So at this point, without taking too much time, we'll be moving into the Q&A session. I would like to state that we already have a whole lot of questions pouring in. We'll try our best to take as much questions as we can, but we would not want to keep our shareholders online for too long. And we'll just like to reassure you that if your questions are not taken now, we'll definitely respond to you. You could also contact us via social media platforms, email addresses, and also other platforms. Just send us an email or you could call us and we would attend to your request. So the first question I'll be putting to you, Kim, it says, this is from Adejoke Williams. She's asking, I want to know if my dividend will still be paid in dollars, because this was the reason why I bought ETI shares.
Yes, emphatically yes. Your dividend will be paid in dollar to your dedicated account. Just mandate your account. Just go to our website, www.greenwichregistrar.com, download our e-mandate form, send the e-mandate form with all the supporting details. Our team will respond to your email, and once your account is being mandated and a validation process is carried out, your dividend will be paid immediately.
Okay, so the next question is from an anonymous attendee. She's asking, I'll be putting that question to Ekene. Why are your dividends denominated in US dollars, which makes it difficult to realize value? Thanks.
Yeah, just like my colleague has mentioned, that these dividends are paid in dollars. That's the denomination that our client company, paid this dividend. So of course, we can't pay in Naira, we have to pay in dollars, just like the client company has directed us. So it's not actually a challenge, So if you don't have a domiciliary account, of course, you can also receive your money. Your money can be paid in Naira. There is a window for that. So it's not a very rigid transaction. If you can't see your money in dollars, you can get them in Naira. As long as you have mandated your account to a Naira dominated bank account, we pay your dividends into your Naira account. So it's not a rigid rule.
Donc la première question, c'était de savoir pourquoi les dividendes sont payés en dollars. Si j'ai payé mes dividendes, si j'ai payé mes actions en dollars, est-ce que je vais recevoir mes dividendes également en dollars? Et monsieur a répondu en disant que oui. Si vous avez payé les actions en dollars, vos dividendes seront payés en dollars. Et voilà pourquoi on vous réfère au formulaire e-mandate. Et lorsque vous téléchargez ce formulaire, vous remplissez toutes les informations qui sont requises et vous la renvoyez, vous verrez que votre paiement sera immédiatement effectué. La deuxième question, c'est de savoir pourquoi la compagnie préfère le mode de paiement USD, c'est-à-dire en dollars américains. Parce que c'est un peu difficile de recevoir l'argent, surtout pour une personne qui n'a pas un compte étranger, un compte en USD. Et madame a répondu en disant que ce n'est pas un défi. Même si vous n'avez pas un compte en USD ou bien en euros, vous pouvez toujours recevoir vos dividendes, c'est-à-dire dans nos monnaies ici, soit en Naira ou bien dans vos pays respectifs, puisque la compagnie est une compagnie internationale, vous pouvez également le recevoir en CFA et en d'autres dénominations. Merci.
Thank you. So we have another question. It says, and it's for Kim. Good morning, I'm glad to be in this meeting. Please, how can I have my dividend credited to my bank account directly? How can I have my dividend credited to my bank account directly?
That was covered in our presentation. Go to our website, www.greenwichregistrars.com and download our e-mandate form. In our e-mandate form, you will see all the options available. Just as other panelists have said, we are not rigid, it's flexible. You will see all the conditions contained in the payment of your dividend. And forward the e-mandate either to your nearest bank or just go to our e-mandate. You will see our email, which is info@greenwichregistrar.com. Send the signed e-mandate form to us. Our team will respond to your email and your dividend will be paid immediately.
La troisième question, c'est de savoir comment je peux avoir mes dividendes payés directement sur mon compte bancaire. Et monsieur a répondu en disant que la procédure n'est pas aussi complexe. Elle est très facile. Il s'agit tout simplement d'aller sur leur site et télécharger le formulaire e-mandat et vous remplissez toutes les informations qui sont requises et vous verrez que tout de suite, vous allez percevoir vos dividendes. Merci.
So I'll be taking the next two questions, which are quite similar. We have two questions from Franca Ayodele and Olatunbosun Udutayo. Now they are asking, I have never received any of my dividends since I bought my ETI shares. How can I go about it?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. It's a very simple thing. Yeah, that's what my colleague spoke about when he mentioned unclaimed dividends. These are the things we are talking about. So if you have never collected your dividend since you bought that shares, it's not a problem. We have different channels. Number one is that you could walk into your bank because the Securities and Exchange Commission had made it possible where the registrars, the bankers, and NIMs are sharing a platform where if you fill your e-mandate form and go to your bank and submit, at the point of the registrars, we are going to receive that form and we are going to process it. That is one channel. We also have our social media channels. We also have our email address. You can also walk into our office if you're in Lagos, 274 Moritala Mohammed Way, Alagomeji Yaba. We also have our offices at Abuja, we have office at Kano, we have office at Port Harcourt. So it's a very simple thing. Just get these forms, complete them, put your passport photograph, provide all the information that we need, your BVN, ensure that you sign the form. We have your email address and your phone numbers because we need this data to reach out to you in case there is need for that. Once this form are duly completed and it gets to us, we are going to process and you get your money immediately. Thank you.
La personne dit qu'elle n'a jamais reçu de dividende depuis qu'elle a acheté ses actions. Et la réponse, c'est que c'est toujours la même préoccupation. C'est un processus qui est très simple. Rendez-vous à votre banque et essayez de remplir les formulaires et parler à vos banquiers. Ils vont vous pouvoir des solutions. Deuxièmement, nous avons nos différentes plateformes sur les réseaux sociaux où vous pouvez nous joindre également. Vous pouvez vous rendre sur notre site internet ou bien vous pouvez nous contacter par l'adresse email pour que nous puissions résoudre ce problème. Ou bien vous pouvez vous rendre à personne, à notre bureau. Nous sommes ici à Lagos. Nous avons notre bureau à Abuja, Kano, où que vous soyez. Rendez-vous à nos bureaux et nous allons vous apporter des solutions. Et dès que vous vous y rendez, nous allons résoudre tous les problèmes que vous rencontrez en ce qui concerne le paiement de vos dividendes.
The next question, Femi, this is for you. It's quite detailed, but due to data privacy concerns, I won't be putting the details of the shareholder out there, but I'll ask her question. Now, Raoul Lawal says, I bought Oceanic shares a long time ago and Echo Bank shares in 2008. I have only collected a certain amount in Naira. I have not got any dollar since. Please assist me in sorting out my issues.
Thank you, Andy. Actually, for a shareholder who is coming from the old legacy Oceanic, then what the person said is that he bought EcoBank in 2008. Definitely, that is the old EcoBank also. So both the old EcoBank and the Oceanic Bank has been acquired by ETI. So for shareholders who still have stock as at when ETI was taking over those two banks, their name will definitely be on the register of member of ETI. So obviously, any dividend that shareholder has not gotten are still outstanding on our system. So just like my colleagues have said, all they need to do, if they don't want to come down or they don't want to use our e-channel, they can also talk to their stockbrokers to represent them. Once they speak to their broker, either on their outstanding dividend or on their outstanding stock, their brokers will represent them adequately. They will get across to us, and all necessary information as regards that shareholders' dividend and shares will be communicated to the shareholders. Thank you.
La question était de savoir que depuis 2008, elle a acheté des actions EcoBank. Elle a toujours reçu ses dividendes en Naira, mais elle n'a jamais reçu des dividendes en dollars. Donc, elle voudrait savoir pourquoi cette situation. Et la réponse fournie était que c'est parce qu'elle appartient à l'ancienne banque, c'est-à-dire Legacy Oceanic Bank ou bien Oceanic Bank, qui a été racheté par ETI. Et donc, cela ne veut pas dire qu'elle a perdu ses dividendes, ils ont toujours ses données dans leur système. Tout ce qu'elle a besoin de faire, c'est d'entrer en contact avec leur bureau ou bien à travers leurs différentes adresses et la situation sera redressée comme il faut. Merci.
Thank you so much. Now, the next question is from Rotimi Olubi, and this question is for you, Ekene. What can an investor do who has filled the e-dividend mandate on 2 different occasions and submitted to the bank, yet the changes expected, especially in the area of my bank account, were not implemented?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I want to believe that he's referring to an e-mandate form that was submitted through the bank for adoption. So the possibilities are that, are we sure that the bank has transmitted this particular form for adoption? So I want to find out if he has an acknowledgement copy to say, oh, the bank received this document from me and it's yet to be treated. That notwithstanding, if he can provide the name of the bank, because we work as a team, with the bank, he can provide the name of the bank to us. We can reach out to the bank to say, this is what one of our shareholders is talking about. Were you able to complete the form? Or is it that the forms was not properly completed, maybe the required information to enable them to put it in the portal is not in the form. So there could be different issues that will make that happen. So if you can just drop his details on the chat box and let us know the name of the bank so that we can take it up from here. But what I just mentioned are the possibilities that would make these forms not get to us if it was submitted through the bank. Thank you.
La question c'était de savoir, il dit qu'en tant qu'investisseur, il a rempli le formulaire à 2 reprises. Et jusque-là, rien n'a été fait par la banque. Donc, il aimerait savoir ce qu'il faut faire. Et madame a répondu en disant qu'il est certain qu'il aurait soumis le mandat qu'il a téléchargé en ligne à sa banque source. Et la banque n'a pas transféré le document à Greenwich Registrar. Et si c'est le cas, que cela n'a pas été transmis à la compagnie ici, qu'il revisite sa banque pour voir quelle est la situation de ces formulaires qu'il a soumis. Et en plus, elle recommande qu'il dépose ses informations, c'est-à-dire son nom et le nom de la banque, là où il a déposé le formulaire. Comme ça, eux vont essayer de contacter la banque et pour voir une solution à son problème. Merci, madame.
Thank you. Oyeshola is asking, please, how can I have all my dividends previously issued, but we could not cash paid to our bank account? Dividends previously issued, but they didn't cash it.
And we still there, and once the dividend has not been paid, definitely it will be outstanding as an unclaimed dividend in our records. And just as we have said, just reach out to us through all our channels. If you are shareholders in Nigeria, and if you are shareholders in other countries, or you are aware that your shares is registered in Nigeria, you can reach out to us directly. But if it is a shareholder that shares is registered in Ghana, Lume, you can request for the address of the local registrar and then do a details letter to them. You can also go to our website, send an emails to us, give us details information, whether you are a shareholder that reside in Ghana or US or UK or in Canada. Just give us detailed information that will enable us to investigate and then provide your bank account details. Please be assured that your dividend will be paid once you give us a sufficient and accurate information that will guide our processes.
Monsieur a posé la question de savoir que c'est vrai que les dividendes ont été déjà payés, mais il n'a jamais touché cet argent. Il aimerait savoir ce qu'il faut faire pour pouvoir redresser la situation. Et la réponse a été que qu'il soit actionnaire dans la société ou pas, si vraiment ces dividendes, il ne les a pas encore touchés, c'est-à-dire que ces dividendes sont toujours intacts, son argent lui appartient toujours. Mais ce qu'il faut faire, il faut donner des informations détaillées. S'il est par exemple résident au Nigeria ou bien aux États-Unis ou au Togo, à Abidjan, ils doivent envoyer également ces informations détaillées. Comme ça, la compagnie peut travailler sur son cas rapidement pour qu'il puisse percevoir ses dividendes. Merci beaucoup.
Now, again, this question is for you. It's from Ayola Alexander. It says, when last did EcoBank declare dividends to our shareholders? Because I haven't received any.
Okay, so EcoBank declared dividend last year. So that means automatically you are having an outstanding dividend in our records. So just like we repeatedly said here, we need to give us your e-mandate form so that we could process and you get your monies. Thank you.
Oui, la question c'est de savoir quand est-ce que la banque a déclaré les dividendes. Et la réponse est que même l'année dernière, EcoBank a déclaré des dividendes. Donc, si vous n'avez pas encore perçu vos dividendes à vous, essayez de contacter la compagnie pour que des solutions puissent être apportées à vos cas. Merci.
Thank you. The next question is saying, can we get the slides after the meeting via email? Yes, we'll look into this to see if you register, because we can't have your email address unless you register. So if you register, we'll try and forward the slides to you.
Ceci est une demande, c'est de savoir s'ils peuvent recevoir les diapositives après le webinaire. Et madame a dit, pour recevoir les diapositives, cela veut dire que vous êtes inscrit, ils doivent avoir votre compte email avant de vous envoyer les diapositives si possible. Merci.
So the next question says, and it says, when e-dividend mandate activation form was sent to me in December 2022, I discovered that the name of the company, EcoBank, where I hold shares, was not listed. Just wondering why.
For the shareholder, probably the shareholder did not indicate ETI on the mandate form, because when you get a mandate form, I think all the names of all the companies we handle are on that mandate form. So if ETI is indicated, definitely it will be investigated and we'll get the share account. We'll know whether the account is mandated or not. If it is not mandated, we'll get back to the shareholder. If it is mandated, the dividend will be paid. So definitely, maybe there is no information that the shareholder has ETI shares.
Quand j'ai reçu le e-mandat en 2022, mon nom n'était pas listé sur la compagnie avec laquelle j'ai acheté mes actions. Et la réponse, c'est que il se peut que l'actionnaire n'a pas rempli les détails comme il se faut sur le formulaire. Et si cela est le cas, qu'elle rentre directement en contact avec les compagnies pour que la rectification soit faite.
Thank you. So most of the questions that are more like similar would, once it has been answered, we'll move on to the next question. So Akim, this question is for you. And it says, why is my ETI dividend not paid in dollars when I intentionally made a dollar investment to generate dollars inflow?
For your dividends to be paid in dollars, if you look at our e-mandate forms, there are various options, and there is also recall that we said there is an offshore charges of $25 per transactions. So for your dividend to also be paid, number one, you must mandate your account in domiciliary account and not in Naira account. So if you have mandated your account in Naira, so in order to ensure that we are not found of the law, we have to comply with your mandate. But if your mandate is in domiciliary account, definitely there is no way your dividend will not be paid in dollar. And if you are having these challenges, you can also email us. We'll respond to your emails and we'll resolve all issues that you may have encountered.
La question est similaire à une question déjà posée, à savoir pourquoi je ne reçois pas mes dividendes en dollars. Et la réponse est que si vous avez demandé à la compagnie de vous payer en dollars, cela veut dire qu'il faut avoir un compte en dollars. Si vous avez un compte en Naira, ça ne serait pas faisable. Et il faut également savoir que lorsque vous avez un compte en dollars, lorsqu'on doit vous payer, on doit également soustraire $25. Ce qui veut dire que vous allez payer les charges offshore en dollars. Donc, si dans votre cas, vous ne recevez pas vos dividendes en dollars, veuillez nous contacter également sur nos différentes plateformes pour poser votre requête et nous allons vous répondre et nous allons résoudre le problème à temps. Merci.
The final question, we have a whole lot of questions and would like to inform our shareholders that we'll ensure we respond. As long as you register for the webinar, we'll respond to each of your questions because we have a whole lot of questions and we can't take every one of those questions at this time. But we have one final question for you. Now it says, good morning, I bought my shares at then. My share is yet to be converted from preference to ordinary. I have never received any refund for the preference. Questions, can I still present my preference certificate for the refund? Thank you.
You know, like we said, preference, we earlier mentioned that preference shares was not listed. So obviously preference shares cannot be verified for sales, and she mentioned that the preference shares was not converted to ordinary. So that means our preference shares has been redeemed. So our redemption payment will be outstanding in our record. Once we get our details from our record and our account is mandated, our redemption payment will be credited to our bank account.
La question, c'est de savoir est-ce qu'elle a acheté ses actions lorsque c'était la banque oceanique. Et depuis lors, les actions qu'elle a achetées, ce sont des actions privilégiées qui n'ont pas été converties en actions ordinaires. Donc, elle aimerait savoir si c'est possible de le faire. Et la réponse est de savoir que les actions privilégiées n'étaient pas listées. Et puisque la conversion également des actions privilégiées en actions ordinaires n'ont pas été faites, ce n'est pas toujours un problème. Elle doit également contacter la banque, mais ces données se trouvent toujours elle a toujours ces données dans leur base. Donc, ce paiement de rachat peut toujours être fait, mais qu'elle contacte la compagnie. Merci.
Thank you. At this point, I would like to say thank you to all our esteemed shareholders We're quite pleased. The participation was quite good. We have a whole lot of questions, and as I said before, we would ensure we respond to each of your questions. You could also contact us through all our platforms by email, contact our offices, and also you could also contact us on our social media platform. On behalf of the board and management of our clients, ETI, EcoBank Transnational Incorporated, and also the board and management of Greenwich Registrars and Data Solutions, I would like to say a big thank you for attending our webinar, and we'll see you sometime soon. Thank you.
Au nom de la compagnie ETI et de Greenwich Registrar et Data Solutions, je voudrais remercier tous nos actionnaires pour leur participation à ce webinaire. Et comme je l'ai précisé auparavant, pour les questions auxquelles nous n'avons pas répondu, si vous êtes inscrit avec votre adresse email, nous allons vous en venir après et nous allons apporter des solutions à tous vos problèmes. Merci pour votre participation et merci pour l'écoute. Merci.
Thank you, everyone, and have a nice day. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Software called M-Files. M-Files is a powerful metadata-driven enterprise content management (ECM) and document management solution that solves the problems of managing, finding, and tracking information in companies of all sizes. With M-Files, you enjoy easy retrieval of documents, a centralized working document storage for all, improved document security, automated workflow representation, co-authoring, seamless integration with other enterprise resource planning, ERP, systems such as Microsoft SharePoint, Microsoft Office, NetSuite, ConnectWise, and a host of many others. M-Files comes with an instantly familiar interface and can be accessed from a mobile phone, a tablet, or a desktop. This software has 3 license types. Main user license. This is a license allocated to a particular user. Concurrent user license. This is a license type shared among users. And read-only license for view-only users. Lastly, the third stage, which is physical archiving of documents, involves clients' documents properly placed in boxes especially made for document storage. These boxes are carefully marked using barcodes, which allow for easy identification of its contents. The boxes are kept in a storage facility specifically built for document storage under the right temperature and best lighting conditions. Some of the features of physical archiving of documents include storage of documents in uniformity, active file room management where document movement, inflow and outflow is being monitored using a software called RS Web, retention scheduling for documents that are no longer needed, secure shredding of unwanted documents, and retrieval of physical documents. So, what are you waiting for? Get your documents digitized with ADMS. Having problems with storing, managing, and retrieving your documents? ADMS, Electronic Management System, is a program that manages the storage and management of documents electronically. We at Greenwich Registrars and Data Solutions offer an end-to-end document management solution which is categorized in 3 stages. Scanning and indexing of paper document to soft copies, e-document software procurement, physical archiving of documents. The first stage, which is sorting, classification, scanning, and indexing involves carefully sorting out documents accordingly, taking out all staple pins and unfolding dog ears. Then, numbering the documents according to how they appear for easy rearrangement. Next, the documents are scanned using fast and reliable industrial feed scanners with top-class enhanced image output production. Finally, the scanned documents are indexed according to an agreed naming convention. The second stage is the e-document software procurement. Documents fully scanned and indexed can be managed and retrieved using a software called M-Files. M-Files is a powerful metadata-driven enterprise content management (ECM) and document management solution that solves the problems of managing, finding, and tracking information in companies of all sizes. With M-Files, you enjoy easy retrieval of documents, a centralized working document storage for all, improved document security, automated workflow representation, co-authoring, seamless integration with other enterprise resource planning (ERP) systems such as Microsoft SharePoint, Microsoft Office, NetSuite, ConnectWise, and a host of many others. M-Files comes with an instantly familiar interface and can be accessed from a mobile phone, a tablet, or a desktop. This software has 3 license types. Main user license. This is a license allocated to a particular user. Concurrent user license. This is a license type shared among users. And read-only license for view-only users. Lastly, the third stage, which is physical archiving of documents, involves clients' documents properly placed in boxes especially made for document storage. These boxes are carefully marked using barcodes, which allow for easy identification of its contents. The boxes are kept in a storage facility specifically built for document storage under the right temperature and best lighting conditions. Some of the features of physical archiving of documents include storage of documents in uniformity, active file room management where document movement, inflow and outflow is being monitored using a software called RS Web, retention scheduling for documents that are no longer needed, secure shredding of unwanted documents, and retrieval of physical documents. So, what are you waiting for? Get your documents digitized with ADMS. Having problems with storing, managing, and retrieving your documents? ADMS, Electronic Management System, is a program that manages the storage and management of documents electronically. We at Greenwich Registrars and Data Solutions offer an end-to-end document management solution which is categorized in 3 stages. Scanning and indexing of paper document to soft copies, e-document software procurement, physical archiving of documents. The first stage, which is sorting, classification, scanning, and indexing, involves carefully sorting out documents accordingly, taking out all staple pins and unfolding